In the year 1878, a lonely farm stood on the outskirts of a small rural town called Madison. The farm belonged to a man named Jonathan Hale, a quiet and mysterious farmer who rarely spoke to anyone in town. His property was large, filled with cornfields, a deep well, and a dark forest that surrounded the land. People in town often whispered that Jonathan had discovered something strange beneath his land. Some said gold, others said something darker. One night, strange lights were seen over the farm. The next morning, Jonathan Hale and his entire family were gone. No bodies, no signs of struggle, just an empty house with the door slowly swinging in the wind. After that night, the farm was never the same. 2 years later, in 1880, a new family moved into the Madison Farm. The Carters were hopeful people looking for a fresh start. Thomas Carter, his wife Mary, and their 2 children believed the rumors about the farm were only old ghost stories. The first night was quiet. The second night, Mary heard footsteps upstairs while everyone was downstairs. On the third night, Thomas woke up to find the barn doors wide open and all the animals gone. That same night, their youngest child vanished from his bed. The family fled the farm before sunrise. The boy was never found. Over the next decades, several people tried to live on the farm. A traveling couple in 1893 lasted only 2 nights before running away, screaming about shadows, watching them from the fields. A group of workers in 1907 tried to turn the house into a boarding home, but on the third night, one of them disappeared while walking to the well. Every story was the same. Something happened on the third night. No one ever stayed longer. In 1924, a group of curious men from town decided to investigate the farm. They believed the well in the yard might be the source of the strange events. When they lowered a lantern into the well, the rope suddenly snapped. Seconds later, they heard something moving deep below, something breathing. One of the men leaned over to look. A cold hand grabbed his arm. He was pulled into the darkness. The others ran and never returned after that day. No one went near the well again. 1952, a night guard named Robert Mills was hired to protect the abandoned property from thieves. On his second night, he wrote in his journal that he saw a tall figure standing in the cornfield, watching the house. The third night was the last entry. The journal simply said, "It's standing closer tonight." Robert Mills was never seen again. Only his flashlight was found near the porch. In 1981, paranormal investigators decided to study the farm. They set up cameras, microphones, and motion sensors around the property. The first night, they recorded whispers coming from the empty rooms. The second night, one camera captured a shadow moving across the hallway, even though nobody was there. On the third night, all the equipment suddenly shut off at 3:17 a.m. When the investigators checked the footage later, they saw something terrifying. A dark figure standing beside the well, staring directly at the camera. Today, Madison Farm still stands. The old house is broken and covered in vines, but it has become a strange tourist attraction. People visit during the day to see the famous Cursed Farm. Guides warn visitors about one rule: no one is allowed to stay after sunset. Many people laugh at the rule, but the locals know why it exists. In 2019, 3 friends secretly decided to spend the night on the farm to prove the curse was fake. Night 1 was quiet. Night 2, they heard footsteps outside their room. Night 3, their camera recorded something walking through the hallway at 3:17 a.m. The video ends with a loud knocking on the bedroom door. The next morning, the police found the house empty. The camera was still recording, but the 3 friends were gone, and the Madison Farm Curse continued.